Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. We must talk about a matter of great importance that has profound implications for the cryptocurrency industry. And that is the infrastructure bill that we were talking about 2 weeks ago. We all know that it passed the Senate without any changes because the Republican senator from Alabama refused to actually add any amendments to it unless his own amendment got a yes as well. Obviously, there were a lot of people against his amendment, so he ended up terminating all the other amendments. So basically, the bill is set to go into place without any amendments, which means that crypto validators, crypto miners, and software developers will be targeted by this tax reporting provision. Now, remember, this is a rider onto the infrastructure bill. And the thing is, we cannot let this get past the House because, and this is a big one, because the White House doesn't actually really care about any of these riders, honestly. They actually just want to sign the infrastructure bill riders or not. Basically, their goal is to actually sign the main infrastructure bill into law. They don't really care about crypto or any provisions onto it. They could be kind of neutral. It doesn't really matter. They basically just want sides to strike a compromise so they can actually get the signature bill through Congress. So that's actually what they're after. So we're kind of on our own, and the House is the last obstacle for this infrastructure bill to get passed. So there's going to be a vote on September 27th with no changes to crypto tax provisions. So in this next month and 3 days or so, writing to your senators is absolutely very important, or at least tweeting them on Twitter is absolutely very important to tell them to vote no to the infrastructure bill. Especially if you live in a Democratic district, tell them not to vote no to the infrastructure bill unless the crypto tax provision is stricken out. And this is a bipartisan thing. There are Democrats and Republicans on our side. This is one of the few things I agree with Ted Cruz on, and he wants to basically just strike the crypto provision out altogether, which I would be more than happy to do. Now, the thing is, the Progressive Caucus wants certain things in the follow-up bill later this year for their budget. If they don't get it, they will strike down this infrastructure bill. So I'm not really sure how the entire bill as a whole gets passed. I think the infrastructure part is fine, but the crypto tax provision part is not fine. But since the White House doesn't actually care about that, it can't really get through the House, because if it gets through the House, they're not going to veto it. It's very controversial. It's $1 trillion infrastructure bill. But the thing is, it's very bad for crypto, and we need them to actually exempt miners, validators, and software developers for the industry to move forward. Yes, trying to get them to exempt DeFi is not going to be all that successful, because the regulatory agencies are going to regulate DeFi anyways. And DeFi, honestly, has so many scams and rug pulls to it that it's really hard to argue against otherwise. But for the rest of the industry that doesn't include DeFi, just for certain coins to basically be able to go forward, for exchanges to be able to exist in the United States, and for software developers to keep developing software, as well as miners and validators to keep mining and validating, we can't let this pass in its current form. Now, usually how these bills work is the Senate approves something, it goes to the House actually amends it and sends it back to the Senate. We just can't let it go through on the first try. We need to write to your senators and tell them we need enough of them to amend the bill. It needs to be a bipartisan amendment, which it kind of already is, but we need more people on both parties to actually push for this amendment. The Democrats do have a majority in the House, and they are in the White House, so they would like to get an infrastructure bill passed. But if you live in a Democratic district, you do need to tweet your representative or write to your representative telling them that they can let it pass, but only if the crypto infrastructure, the crypto part of it, either gets stricken off or gets amended to where it doesn't target certain parties. So the vote is September 27th, so we need to mobilize before that. I'm sure all the big crypto people like Jake Chervinsky, not the moon people, but the people that work on the legal regulatory framework and other stuff, are actually mobilizing, and they will mount legal challenges to this part of the bill if it actually does pass. But I would rather not have it get to that point. I would just rather strike it down right now with either amendments or just strike the provision altogether. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.